to the cloud. So welcome back. And this is our brand builder conversation right now. So if you're here, that means you've stuck around from our Maximize Your Ketones call. If you're here, somebody sent you this link to join on and say, hey, I really want to learn what it means to share this conversation and get some base understanding of ways to get started on how to share the conversation and get started with really impacting lives. And you're in the right place. And I love seeing the ones in the chat. And so for those of you that are here with me, like share with me, like drop a number one if once you've experienced the power of ketones, you knew you had to do more. Like once you had it, you knew that there was something here that the world needed to hear from you and your world had to hear from you. Fantastic. Look at Bradford with that big one. 3 days in. Yeah. How long was it? When did you know? I know I shared my product story earlier, and I shared that I didn't have the money to start with my trial. And when my friend said, hey, well, why don't we pre-sell a pack using other people's money to go ahead and launch your business and get ketones for you, I knew that that was a thing for me because I didn't have $80 to buy my ketones. I definitely didn't have the packs then, which were $1,600, which now there's actually a really great promo for you this month. I knew that I had to do the work and do a little bit of a hustle and make things happen. But actually, too, we're going to start out with, where'd Jennifer go? Jennifer was going to share with us. And Madison, are you still here? Madison's still here. Yeah, there she is. So I know that Madison and I have become friends over the last couple months. And now she's just recently launched her business, and she's worked for this, right? She's pre-sold and moved her entire experience pack, her Max Brand Builder pack as trials, and it has a really cool product story too after just being back on it here shortly. So Madison, if you want to come off of mute and just share, who are you, where you're from, what got you excited about sharing this conversation again, and then and then what you're doing now to, like, what are you most excited for with sharing this, having this business?
All right. Hi, guys. Thank you, Carrie. So I'm from Arizona, sunny side. I'm in the parking lot at the moment. So I did this, I want to say like maybe 2017. I don't really have I'm not like Carrie where I have like the date knowledge. I'm just like yonder times. I did it for 2 years. And I love the product. And just a lot of things came up for me. So then I took 2 years off, and then I realized like how much this product and the community I was really, really missing. So for me, it was connecting with Carrie and getting around like-minded people and literally just having one pack of ketones and saying like, okay, this is where I need to be, and like following that space where I'm like, this is how I can help people, because I'm very like drawn into helping people. So yeah, that's just, I'm the most excited about just like helping as many people as I can with this conversation, because during the pandemic, I just suffered so much mentally. I don't know if you have, let us know in the comments, but like for me, the pandemic was really tough. And now being back on ketones again, I'm not as stressy anymore. I'm a little more happier. There's a little more pep in my step, and my family is like excited to see that Madison again. They're not as excited. They're like glad the little sad one is tucked away. So for me, that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to share with other people that you don't have to just be keto to do this, but that you can change many people's lives just by one drink a day. So I think I answered all the questions.
Yeah, no, way to crush it. I mean, and yes, and something that is the side effect of starting your business with Pruvit and sharing ketones in this conversation is exactly that. It's like you get all of us. You get every Wednesday night. You get all sorts of folks that are passionate about every nook and cranny of this business, and it's just a magical experience, right? Like we get to do life in person. Like I just left Madison's house on Sunday and drove back to Vegas. And
Yep.
like, because like that's how I choose to do it. Like that's how I choose to like show up, and because I can. because this business has afforded me the freedoms of like, yeah, I'll book a ticket. It's whatever. Like I'll be right there. Pick me up from the airport at 6:30. Like it's totally fine. And but in starting this business, thank you so much, Madison. I'm going to go ahead and hit mute. And then Jennifer, I see that you're back here, and I'll have you come on in just a second. But starting this business was one of the most simple decisions in my life because number one, I had a product experience, right? I shared with you, and there's there's still 75 people here right now. And there's product experiences on here that got you locked into the product, right? And then somebody asked you the question of like, hey, do you want to get them for free or do you want to earn rewards and get them for free? Because if you accidentally talk to more than 2 people, you're going to start being compensated for your time. I love the analogy that Rebecca used in the last Zoom. Puppies. And talking about like referring to a restaurant, referring to a movie. It's funny, like now that pandemic is it has been going on, like we haven't been to the movie theater in so long, like we haven't been out into restaurants in so long, but we're opening up, y'all, so like let's meet up. And it's just really fun referring to the things that we know and the things that we have positive experiences at, and so many other things. Like who loves their car? Like who has a car that you're absolutely in love with? I know Stacy's on here, or even my friend Allie that's on here too. Like she's a tattoo artist and piercings, and like I said, like I'm sending people their way because I know that Stacy's passionate about her car, and I know that Allie is really, really good at what she does. And so like we make referrals all day long, but here you get rewarded for it. And so starting a business is something really simple. You could just say, hey, you know what? Whoever your friend is, whoever your promoter is, and say, okay, I want to do this. And it's only $49. Like, could you imagine starting like a McDonald's or building one of the billion-dollar resorts here in Las Vegas for $49? With that $49 comes access to all of the resources here, comes access to like a cloud office, a cloud space that keeps track of all of your orders, that funnels all of your leads through, like funnels everything all together for only $49 for the entire year. It's a phenomenal thing to be able to launch your own franchise, to launch your own business, to build however you want. However, we have systems, right? Like who loves systems and who loves just being a master connector? Drop that number 1 in the chat if you use a system and sharing ketones, or if you're on a lonely island trying to figure it out for yourself. Like, no, like if you open a 7-Eleven, if you open a McDonald's, if you open a Walgreens, there is a pathway of making a successful franchise. There's a pathway of having a successful business when you partner with someone that has it. So we have that here for you. We have that as an option for you. And $49 gives you access to all of that. And if you are like me from the beginning, or Becca, like Becca and I had a little bit of influence at the beginning. Madison and I, like we had a little bit of, all that meant is we knew a few more people than most, right? But when I opened my Facebook account, I had 0 friends. When I made my Instagram account, I had 0 followers, and I was following hundreds of people all of a sudden. Like we all start nowhere. We all started from the bottom. Now we're here, right? Like we all start at this place. And that personal growth and committing to growing and meeting more people is just part of it. You can do that online. I personally enjoy doing it in person because I love complimenting people and like helping people have magic moments. Yeah, you know some Drake up in the house. I saw him in concert before pandemic happened, February before we all closed, and it was awesome. Because again, Vegas kid problem. And if you don't know who Drake is, Nancy, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. He was a kid on a TV show, Canadian, and now he's famous for whatever reason. That's pretty much his whole career in a nutshell. But but even let's say that you're starting your business. Actually, before I go there, Becca has a really great why that she started sharing this conversation with, and she called me. But it's her story to tell, so I'm going to let her share it with you. But Becca, what was that feeling like that you were situated before you started sharing ketones? And mind you, this was 9 months after I flew to her house, a 6-hour flight, and she said, not for me, okay. And then she decided there was a decision, a switch flipped in her head. So what was that for you?
Oh, I was desperate. I told you guys as a single mom, so I had started a fitness and nutrition business. However, in the winter time around the holidays, people are not looking to buy personal training packages. They're buying holiday gifts. They're buying Christmas gifts. They're going to holiday parties, eating holiday food, and the last thing they want to do is spend money on themselves for fitness and nutrition. And so I was living paycheck to paycheck again, scrounging. I didn't know how I was going to put together a Christmas for my son. And in the meantime, I ran out of heating fuel in my house in New Hampshire. And my son and I could see my breath. We could see our breath inside. It was that cold. And I had no money to get heating fuel. And so as my best friend, I called him and I was just venting and upset and crying. And he said to me, like, I'll never forget it. And if you're on this call and somebody has said to you, like, invited you to do this, it's because they care about you. He cared enough about me to say, hey, if you're open, there's money on the table here. If you're open. And I said, well, what do I have to lose? Like, I was at this rock bottom, desperate spot where I had no money. I didn't have heating fuel. I didn't know how I was going to provide Christmas, never mind dinner for my son. And so I needed $400 like yesterday. And so he walked me through the process of pre-selling trial packs, right? These 5-day trial packs that we put together, so that I could use other people's money to invest in a promoter pack and start my business. And so I just went to town, like I said, asking people to try this out with me. And I was able to purchase the promoter pack without even having money, right? Because people were sending me the money for their trial pack. So I gathered enough of it and I put it towards, I invested it and use that investment to create more of an income, to bring in more of an income. And it was amazing.
So good. So good. And it's really powerful. But what I want to show you right now, I want to share my screen so you can see what we talk about with packs, right? And we're going to break down. Is it okay if I get a little nitty gritty with you with some numbers? Is that going to be cool with you? Drop a number 1 in the chat if it's okay if I just start breaking down some numbers and share with you like how you can start with a high level of intention and a lot of passion. I need some more ones, y'all. There's 75 of us still on here. Drop some ones in there. We're going to do this. It's going to be fun, I promise. So let me hit share my screen. This is what we talk about when we mean packs. And so by partnering with Pruvit as a brand builder, that's exactly what we're doing, right? So this is your own business for you to run for yourself, but not by yourself. And with these, this is like opening, I hate using the analogy of McDonald's, but opening a McDonald's, $49 is great, but that's like building a building without putting any hamburgers or a broken ice cream machine in there or any other thing, that service or product that McDonald's has to offer, right? And so when you start your business, when you start sharing this conversation and become that brand builder, these packs are set up for you to have product in hand. And I had Madison share already, and but that's what she did too. Like we collected other people's money. That's how Becca started. She didn't have the investment up front, and so we used other people's money. That's how I started to get going. But we have 2 packs set up for you to get in where you fit in. The first one is the mini, and that comes with 100 servings of our top 5 flavors. And which one is your favorite flavor that's available inside of here? Just pick one. Drop that in the chat too so other people can see. I love strawberry peach, like the most ever. And so it's easy for me to talk about it. It's easy for me to pour into my shaker and pour into somebody else's shaker and say, here, drink this. You're going to love it. Like, look at all those flavors coming in. I love it. And this mini pack comes with 100 servings. But think of it this way. We talked about trials, right? 5 days or 10-day experiences of like picking up the phone and saying, hey, mom, there's this ketone thing you should drink. She's like, well, give me some to try. I was like, no, you have to buy it because I have to use your money to order it. So you're going to buy a trial and maybe get one for dad too. And so I pre-sold that to her. And that was my financial situation. If you're in a place, I mean, I'm not one to say like, put some debt behind you. But if you have a credit card and you have a list, your list of resources or list of people that we can help you or your person can help you with to get in contact with to try these, Everybody has $35 or $45 for a 5-day experience. Everybody does, because you're sharing from the heart, right? You're sharing like, this stuff makes me feel great. I really want you to try it. So here's some simple numbers for you to consider. With these 100 packs of ketones, these 100 servings that come to you, if it's at $4.97, that means each pack is only $5, right? At a 5-day trial, a 5-pack experience is only going to cost you $25. So when you retail that to your friends, your families, your whoever, your social network, if you have 10 friends, that's 10 people. If you have 200 people on there, you know, you already know more people than I did when I started in this industry. But you're going to profit off of each one of those trials. And so just some basic numbers for you. At $40 for each pack, right? So that's going to be 25-day experiences from the mini. That's going to put $800 into your pocket, right? That's a $300 profit of the cost of product. Would an extra $300 in the next week help you at all? Drop a 1 in the chat. Would an extra $300 help you pay for something, or go to dinner, or help you with your education, or go towards a really fun trip, or put tires on the car? Like, would $300 make any type of impact in your life? Drop a 1. Like, that's just $300 too. And then as those customers, as those friends of yours become customers, become raving fans, then they're able to order more from your personal links, and then you start earning rewards that way as well. But our most popular and best value is our Brand Builder Max Pack. And that one is just, it's 2 mini packs all smushed together. But there's other bonuses, which don't mean a lot to you if you're a new person on here. But if you're at all business minded, if you're at all here saying, hey, listen, I really want to have the most benefit for the most bang for my buck, then this Max Pack is nearly a non-negotiable for you. So those 200 packs of ketones that come in, making those 5-day experiences, retailing them at $40. Remember, we have our nerd glasses on right now. That's a $600 profit into your pockets, right? $600. Now, same thing with $600, change the way that you kind of swagger. Drop a 1. Would $600 help you feel like a little bit less pressure? Would that help pay for? We're in that really cool time where we're not really paying for heat, and we're not really paying for air conditioning just yet. So like all of our utilities are a little lower. But here in Vegas, like my electricity bill is about to jump up 300% because I'm trying to keep my house at a non-baking degree when it's 120 degrees outside. Would $600 help you live life just a little bit freer, with a little bit less weight on your shoulders? Like, I love it. Look at all those ones. So good. So good. But having there, again, like some more nerd things, that 30-day double go fast. Again, if you're here to build a business, that double down on that go fast bonus means you just earn twice as much money when other people join you to share the conversation. That double all-star, which is one of our achievements that happens within your first 4 months, that goes from $1,000 bonus to a $2,000 bonus. And then that rank 5 pass just means that you earn additional overrides off of your friends, off of your family, off of other people that choose to share the conversation with you by bringing them to a call like this. And actually, Jennifer, I know you're on here because I see you up there. I'm going to go ahead and hit unmute on you so that way you can share your business story. There you are. Where are you at, though? There you are.
Can you see me?
I can't see you, but we can hear you. Hi.
Hi, what's going on?
Oh, just hanging out with, 60 odd friends of ours. Like, so I know you said you're going to share your business story, and it's kind of crazy. And so just just real short, what has sharing this conversation done for you? What has Ketones done for you? And what are you most excited about?
Oh, goodness. There's so many exciting things that have happened in my life. So first of all, I kind of have a crazy story that I haven't really shared with anybody, including my Facebook. Only my best friends know. So this is like my first time telling anyone. So I'm going to share it with you guys. So just, bear with me. So ultimately what led me to Ketones is my husband and I came off an addiction. And so, after getting clean and sober, we gained a lot of weight. We gained 50 pounds, like fast. It happened, nothing. I mean, obviously I would take the weight gain over an addiction any day of the week. So from there, I, just wanted to better my life, wanted to get healthy. And I have been friends with Nikita for many years. We run in the same circles. We're both from a very small town. We're both bartenders, servers, all that. And so I've been watching her journey for a long time. I actually reached out to somebody who was on her team last summer who gave me a free packet, but I didn't really do much with it then just because I was still in active addiction. So, I chose to not better my life then. But, once we did, better our lives, I knew I needed to make a choice to do better. And I've been following Nikita. So I sent her a message one day and I was like, you know what? This is my time. I'm ready. So tell me everything. I probably asked her 862 questions and she was amazing. She literally held my hand and walked me through the process. She was so sweet, so informative, tagged me in videos, tagged me in posts. Any question I had, she was right there to answer. And at that time, this was, right after Christmas time or right before Christmas time, maybe. And at that time, it was before we had the Smart Ship deal where, you add $150 to your cart and you get a discount. So everything was still full price. So I had tried, the one packet that I had tried was raspberry lemonade and I loved it. So I knew I wanted that flavor, but then she also told me about the challenge box and for new customers being $99. So of course I was like, all right, I'm in. And send me your link, I'm in. So along with her link, she also sent me a $30 coupon. Now at that time, I had no idea that when, a promoter sends you a coupon, it takes away from from them getting free product. So now, of course, I'm even more appreciative of her. But she took me under her wing. I started drinking them for about a month. And the first day I was hooked. First day, I'll never forget my first day. I cleaned my house from top to bottom. I had energy like you could not even believe. I was pulling stuff out off my cupboard, like off my counter. I made my bed. I put away Christmas gifts. I went to town. And I was like, Nikita, I love this. And then it was probably about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And I was like, all right, I'm hooked. And her and I talked about me becoming a promoter. And ultimately, I was not going to. I had such a bad taste in my mouth for direct sales because of my last company. But you know what? It's the best thing that I ever did. This business, because of Nikita's mentorship, I hit rank 3 in my first month. I hit GoPro. I hit Go MVP. I've almost hit multiplier. She's just amazing. And this business has turned my life around. I love it. I love every second of it.
That's awesome.
I'm ready to quit my job because of this.
Nice. Well, stay the course, stay growing, and for those of you that are watching and listening right now too, and Jennifer just dropped some of our company lingo. Really, what she's just talking about are the bonuses that are set aside. So we have a rewards plan, and there's monthly bonuses. And if you just joined today, or in your first 30 days, there's some really cool rewards that. Really cool compensations and bonuses that reward you for sharing the conversation in a compressed time frame. So those are some of the explanation of everything that you talked about. Jen, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm so glad we got to hear it, and I'm just so glad to be a part of this community with you. And yes, Nikita's a rock star. We have a whole Zoom full of people, a whole community here of rock stars. But in what she talked about, like she shared her story. Right. And I know that Becca is a master at sharing her story, but even before she had her own story, she shared mine. Like she used my story to back in 2018 to then share with I haven't drank it in 9 months, but this is my buddy Carrie. Here's his picture. Like, let me connect you. And from that connection, it was some education. And just like Jen talked about with tagging in videos and sharing resources, and that's going to do the heavy lifting for you, so that way you don't have to be an expert. Like, how many people in here have a PhD in human science, or in biotechnology, or in anything that's like, does anybody have a PhD at all on here? Like, I have kind of a master's. I'm all but thesis, and I went to college, But all I learned real quick was like, all I needed to do was attract, like, hey, Becca, drink this. It's not for me. Hey, Becca, drink this again. Okay. And then, but actually, Becca, jump off mute real quick and share, like, when we launched you, PhD in snacks. Yeah, girl, you a snack. When you launched your business, when you decided to share this conversation, like, what did you, aside from your experiences as, as a in show prep and bodybuilding and everything like that, like, we still didn't know very much about this, right? And so what did that look like for you in attracting and connecting and then helping them get their ketones?
Yeah, I'm still not a ketone expert, and I don't want to be, because we have experts who put out research and information for us. They do live videos for us. They share information for us. And so it was literally like, hey, I don't know what they're going to do for you. I still say this. I don't know the answers. I don't know what they're going to do for you, but the best way to go about it is to let your body be the lab, try it out and see how you feel. And that's still what I do, right? Like, I know that the research that the experts have done prove that they bring better mood, better energy, better focus, mental clarity, fat loss, muscle preservation, better skin, better digestion, better sleep, right? So those are the facts. It's not on trial. These aren't on trial. The products work. And so I say, why don't you give them a try and let your body be the lab and see where better it's going to show up in your life? And so when I started sharing it, like, I didn't know, but what I did know was I was watching Carrie's physique change. I was watching his mindset change. I was watching his attitude change. I was watching his bank account change. And I was like, okay, well, there's something to it. And if they can help him, then man, they can help a lot of people, because he needed a lot of help. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So we drink ketones and we pray for Carrie. Okay. So I knew that there was something to it. And so if you've drank a packet and you've had an experience, for me, it was like, I drink them every single day because it makes my life like it's in HD, right? So before TVs were HD, and then when we got HD TV, everything is clear and sharp and vivid. And I like to function at that high performing level. And so I don't know how they're going to work for other people. I don't, but if you can just try them for yourselves, that's what I say. Hey, I don't know how they're going to work for you, but if you try it for yourself and see where better can show up in your life.
That's it. And connect some to some resources. And then with that question, it's just boom, here's a trial, here's your challenge link. Here's here's what we've got going on. But it's a simple system. We call it ACE. That's what we talked about: attract, connect, experience, or enroll. And you do that every single day. And we have, like, you want to build on social media? Cool. We have trainings for that. We have recordings for that. We have all sorts of resources available to you, however you want to commit to sharing this conversation. And something that I know, though, is I still haven't talked to every single person that I know about ketones. 3.5 years into this, I know I haven't said something to every single person that I've met. Or if you scroll through your contacts right now, there's going to be the third or fourth person that you see is going to be like, oh, I haven't talked to that person in a certain number of years. Like, you're never going to run out of people, because I still haven't talked to all the people that I know yet. And yes, I have a pretty decent social media following at this point, but that's because I've been intentional with growing it, from meeting people in real life, from going out to places. I added a waitress in Boston. Her name's Emily. She's fantastic. We became friends. And then she's like, well, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I work with a biotech company. We help people get into ketosis and drink free ketones. She's like, I want to do that. I'm like, great, let's be friends. And so now we text and chit chat. And she tells me about her soccer. Like, we care about people here. And so however you want to care about people and impact the world, that's up to you. You want to do this in real life? Cool. Everything's starting to open. If you're in Arizona and Texas, y'all, find you a farmer's market, set you up a table and mix up some ketones and get people into ketosis under that sun. It's all so straightforward. It's how you want to show up. You are never going to run out of people. How many people currently live in the United States? 300 and something million people. Do you know all of them? I don't. Do I know everybody that Rebecca shared ketones with? Nope. Now I do. Jamie, I see Jamie on here. Do I know everybody? I didn't know Jamie before September of last year. And now we text each other. I love you. Can't wait to see you. Oh my gosh, I got to hug you. Blah, 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 blah. Now we're in community together. And so building this business, there's 4 types of people in the world that do this business. The first type of person is the one that wants to have fun. And we get to have tons and tons of fun if you want to. The second type of person is like, hey, I see how I can leverage this. I see how I can use my time, my energy, my skills, gather new skills, apply them into real life situations or social media, and now go out and build a business, share ketones, and help people get started on their journey to better. The third type of person is, hey, let me write up this plan, and I'm going to go tackle this plan. Anybody checklist junkies on here? Does anybody love checklists? Yeah, Rebecca, who's right here now, is a checklist junkie. And if I say, Rebecca, do this, 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 and this, and this, and what does she do? Okay, charge. And she goes, right? And the fourth type of person, which I just saw Miss Donna's name pop up on here, is the one that just loves on the community. Like there's room for all 4 types of people, and you fit in here regardless of what you identify as, right? Like we're holy and accepting of, we get to love on people, we get to laugh, have tons of fun, make tons of money if you want to. It's totally up to you how you want your business to look. Do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to make a little? Do you want to impact a lot of people? Do you want to impact a few? Those are your choices here. We have these brand builder packs set up for you to make sure you have hamburgers in your McDonald's so that way you can service your customers. Or if you're just saying, hey, you know what? I just want to hit some of the bonuses and put that extra $1,500 in my pocket for my first 30 days. If that's you too, like we're here for it. But definitely work with the person that invited you here, or share this recording once we get it posted and say, hey, I watched this and something that Carrie said, or something that Rebecca said, or Jennifer said, and Madison said. And first of all, and thank you so much for sharing your stories and co-hosting this with us. We're all just real people, and we're all doing our best and doing our best to not be as messy as possible. But we get to share this conversation. We get to impact lives and talk with your friend and say, hey, I really want to do this. I want to be plugged into those resources. I want to learn how to connect with people. And I'll tell you, like, connect with people because you want to, not because you have to, right? I have lots and lots of friends that we've made over the years because, again, I live in the coolest city in the world. I'm not afraid to say that. And actually, I see my buddy Greg Gilbert here, who's a couple hours away. And so, Greg, you need to come to Vegas. We need to hang out. Well, I'll see you in Arizona here shortly, too. But this conversation has brought a whole bunch of strangers together as one community. And there's space for you here. There's space for you to do what you want and achieve the things that you want. Pay off debt, get a new car. I mean, gosh, coach, like pay for your groceries, like whatever it is. We can set up that plan for you. It's simple to reverse engineer numbers. Well, this is for me. You take whatever you want and you break it up into trials. Boom, done. Like, what's your profit? Let's go. So message your friend, message your promoter, message that person that said, hey, I really want you on this call tonight, and say, okay, here's where I want to start. I want a max pack. I want a mini pack. Or if anything, a promoter membership with 3 or 4 boxes. Because again, you need product. You need to be able to break it up in those trials. Plug into the system. We have recording support inside of one of our Facebook groups, and we can have tons and tons of fun building this together. And until next week, get out there and crush it. Have so much fun. And I will encourage you, this same link though, we're going to have, if you're coming to Arizona, we're hopping back on here in 10 minutes, which I'm really excited for. So that way we can all come together. And infamous Sinful Owl, yes, I pre-sold one, Becca sold one, and Madison sold one. Jamie's sold like 3 of them because she's just a puppy breeding machine. She's got a puppy business. And it's like, but it takes intention. Like, what do you want? When you decide what you want and match that up with effort and the appropriate effort to achieve what you want, right, Alana? I see you nodded. Right, Nancy? I see you nodded. When you match those things up, there's nothing that can stop you. The system's there. The product works. Just need bellies to pour it into. That's all. So message your friends. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This call is a wrap. And I can't wait to see you all in Arizona that are coming. And if you're not coming, there's still time to get your ticket. And I cannot wait to see how better in your health and in your business and your life and in your finances shows up for you. So make it a great night. Happy Wednesday. See ya.